what we are actually doing here is that we are calculating the, first of all, let's talk about this, the card. Now you can use the new card as well, which I have discussed with you, remember, where I can have all the numbers in one card, single card. But I've created the separate, so it's, I mean, doesn't make any difference here. You can use this. Where is the new card here? Um, yeah, this one, right? Remember this card? It punches all the different cards together. You can insert all that in one go. So we are basically publishing here how many months we have met, how many, what is the sale? That's very easy. The total. What is the total target? We can put the target above the actual, and then what is the difference in terms of the variance? The target has met actual or not, and plus and minus and will accordingly vary. The moment I put the slicer, I mean, I click on the slicer here. Since our data actually is, it's a 1 year data, otherwise we could create more slicers also. Then we have the variance, which is like plus or minus for up arrow and down arrow. So this is the first thing we can go and create, isn't it? So, and then we will talk about the other things, that like these employees, these images, actual target, and then some the month on month, how the variance is happening, which means the variance like between the actual and the target, right? So this is the trend it's telling me. Okay, and then you have the how many months you have met, not met, like 10. So you see the 10 months. We can see this here, and that these ones are the negative ones. So we have done some conditional formatting here. Then this is the actual versus target, which will change as we select the executive. So we can have this information also here. Then quarterly also the trend for the 4 quarters, how the trend actually is for that particular associate, right? Actual versus target, and this is the goal, and the performance will come here. So this is just the numbers of the sales that we are using. So this is the KPI, the visual that we are using. Okay, so first of all, let's have a look on the data. Now this is, you are familiar with this data. That is a good thing. So here now we have actually 2 data. One is your actual performance. So all these employees, they are not repeated here. And then their target, it's in another sheet for the same month. So we have Jan to December, right? That means the relationship that we will create here, or the Power BI will create, is one to one, which is okay. Now, in order to deal with the, if you remember in the data modeling, we talked about that, we should have always one-to-many relationship, right? Instead of many-to-many. If it is one-to-one, then obviously you can use. You don't need to do anything, right? So in this case, since we have the dates here, right? So what we will do is we actually have created a separate calendar for this, because I will use the dates from this calendar. I've created an index also. I'm not sure why I've created this, actually, to be very honest. So we can just delete this. I think it's not required, because if these are the dates, and we can cross check actually, then these dates if in any visual I'll put this, they will get sorted in the ascending or automatically, right? So it's all our dates, so that's fine. So let me keep this, I mean, in case if we have to, if we need it, we can. So this is a simple concept that I'm keeping these 4 tables. If you remember in the data modeling also, we first started with 2 tables, and then we found the need of, that was another example, many to many, I think, right? So whenever there is a requirement, we can always create these the tables where we have the unique values, and they help us in filtering the data. And then because I need the images, and this is a bit tricky part, this I also have learned just a few months ago. Basically what happens when you upload the image in the BI from the internet, then there's no problem. If you remember we have learned that the image, the section where we can use the image, right? Now the thing is that I don't have any internet. I mean, I don't have any platform which is available on, like, which is like on my website or anywhere where I have the images. So we will see that how we can use the Power Query for this, because if I have these images in my system, then how I can go and show those images in the BI, okay, in this dashboard. Because if it is directly coming from the internet, then you don't need to do anything. You need to just put that address over there. But this is my system, so in my system, how I will do it, that we will see. It's a little bit of M code is required there, but again, it's very easy, right? So these are all the, like, so there's a table. This is a clustered visual, right? Clustered column, and plus minus, it's coming. Again, the variance. What is the variance? So actual, if you see here, actual is 40% higher than the target, which means good thing, isn't it? And this is minus, right? So a lot of information is there. If you can create this, you can have multiple pages as well. Okay, now the first thing that we want to do is now, because if you see this data, so let's take this data first of all in the BI employee database. We have the designation also, just in case if I have to create any report on the designation. This is seems to me okay. Let me create this table, my calendar. Okay, then this is the table. Again, this is not a table, it seems to me, right? Um, I mean, I am not here to expand the data. I will keep the data like this. So I'll just, I mean, use this data as it is. Okay, because this is just for dashboard. So I'll simply save the file actually. Let me just import the data directly. Um, so, so what we will do actually is, okay. The first thing is that you can create the rough sketch. So you can use PowerPoint or Excel even, and you can decide that, in like Excel, what exactly I want. Like, for example, how many visuals you want. So this is how I do it always. Well, I create my own rough sketch. Once I'm done with this, then I put that, in the Excel or PowerPoint even. So like I need these uh, four actually, the visuals, So I'm just going to say Control C, Control V. I'm just telling you, I mean, how you can do it. Suppose I need this type of the visuals, right? So, and then uh, I'll say that, I want the navigation here in this way. So you can always create a rough sketch so that we know that once the report, the numbers are ready, how we're gonna put them, and then what exactly you want from the report, all that stuff. So in this case, first of all, let's import the data, because right now this is all we have to, first of all, uh, correct this data, structure this data actually, because this is not in the right format. We will not be able to create the visuals on this. We have to first unpivot it. So let's pick the data. So we have this employee database, and yeah, so employee database and my calendar, they are in tables because I created it. I'm just going to actually use this as a sheet only. Fine. It's a static data, so it's fine. Okay, but for us in real life, it has to be table. So you see, when I'm actually going to upload all this, I like to see that in the transform. Okay, so we have decided how we're going to use employee database. We will use that for the employee names if I have to use any slicer. All right, so now what it says, preview refresh was cancelled. Okay, let me refresh this. Yeah, fine. So now you see that I've got here first the data, the sales. Power query first we will use to clean the data. Let's use the first row as header. Correct? Done. Now what is the next thing I want to do? The next thing that I now want to do is actually these dates. As you see, this is a problem for us. These dates should flow in the downward direction. So let's select the first column and say that unpivot other columns. Wonderful. Now the data flows in the downward direction. Now whenever I'm going to use any summarization, I want to find out the maximum value, the minimum value, or I want to find the Ken, Terry, Robert, the total. I can do that between the dates, because for date now there is only one column. Previously every date was in a different column. So that is why we wanted to unpivot it, right? And we have seen this before many times. So this actually should be, let's say, so I'm just going to write here dates. This is what? This is your target, correct? Target. Sales target. This. Wonderful. This is done. So it seems like the relationship now we will have is many to many. Yes. Because now, because of the structure, this person and this person in the actual, they will be repeated, right? So we have already created a function, the table where we have the unique names, so that we can bring these tables and we can have one to many relationship with that, right? So this is something we are doing. So the problems can come in the many to many. We have discussed that. So this is all about this. And here, well, some columns are they are picked. That might be due to some formatting issue in that Excel file, but that's okay. You can delete this. There may be some value left in some other column, and that's why it's treating this. Okay, so this is a date, this is this, and employee database, this is employee text, designation, fine. So this is all the address. I have kept my images in my download folder, so you can see there is a reason, because I want to use the images. If it is on the internet, then whatever that address you have, basically, if you have, let's say, in office you have some website where you have this uh, space where you can put the images, you just have to refer to that the path. Okay, but I'm using my own system. Okay, so sales actual. Let's repeat the same steps. First row is header. Okay, right click here and unpivot other columns. Right, so this is again date. So I'm going to say that that's my date. And this is sales actual, right? Sales actual. Or maybe I can just write sales. Okay. Close and apply. Now let's see. Yeah. So I was expecting that the relationship Power BI should pick, but maybe because of the Power Query cleaning, it hasn't. So we will basically have the transaction tables in the middle, if you remember, and I'll keep the dimension tables outside. So this is our star schema, and now the relationship should start from one to many, because if I create the relationship with this and this, it is going to create the many to many relationship, and that I really don't need. I don't want that, because then I will have problems with the filters. Some people may come here, some people may come here, and all that stuff. So employee data, in employee database, we will have all employees, and please understand, in case if you think this data is being maintained on daily basis, like you have more people coming here also, we can always use the Power Query where we can pick the salesperson from this, and we can remove the duplicates, and instead of creating the separate employee database, we can have this in the Power Query. So it means when I refresh the table, all people from here and here, they will go here, right? But we are keeping this. I mean, I'm not using any Power Query for that. So my first thing actually is that I'm going to create the relationship between employee name and the salesperson. So because otherwise, we will not have the information one to many. Perfect. And then we will have the same information with this also. What do you say? Yeah, because this employee, what if I need the sales and the target both? And I need it in the dashboard you saw, right? So this relationship should be there. Then again, if I have to use the dates anywhere, for example, in my data, then we should have a relationship with these dates also. So here the dates are repeated, obviously, because 1st January sale is for different people. But in the calendar, we have no repetition, correct? So we are now following the fundamentals, the principles. and here also I will have one-to-many relationship. So after having all this set up, now we are ready actually. And so I'm just going to put this here. So if we have more tables, obviously we can have more tables here. And this is a star schema, right? There was another schema which I told you, snowflake schema. There basically what happens, there is only like one transaction table, and through that transaction table there is no direct relationship of all the tables. Like this table first gets connected with this, then this table has a relationship with another table. So that table does not have a relationship with this. That table gets connected with this, this gets connected with this. So that is basically a snow flake schema. So mostly we use this star schema. Okay, so we try to create the tables in a way that it should be a star schema. It's always good for the calculations. Okay, so now let's come back here after doing the very first job, and we have the data here now. Now the first thing is, let's bring our this notepad, right? I'm just going to put the notepad here. So text document, notes. So what I'm going to do, so first of all, we have seen, though I have showed you, so for, let's say, cards, so the cards, what I'm going to do, total sales, total target, correct, everyone? Then we saw that the variance. Variance is obviously uh, target minus, agree, and we can have plus minus accordingly. So this is the first thing I want to do, the second thing I want to do, and the third thing I want to do. You can give me your inputs if you want to. We are always ready. Variance percentage also I like to calculate. So that's basically the percentage I want to see. That's going to be like sales minus target divided by sales. So whatever the sales we have, it should be, or I should actually write target divided by sales. We have 100 target and sales is 90, for example. So it means 100 minus 90. That gives me 10. And then that 10 should be divided with the target 100, right? So we'll come to know basically what is the percentage if we have
So
exceeded.
we can take variance divided by sales also.
Yes, you can do that. Variance divided by target also. Yeah, one and the same thing. Good point. So in fact, in when we will do, obviously we will use this. Okay, I mean DAX, because I will not again start creating the DAX again and again. But this is just for explanation part, that this is how the formula should be. And then we have another thing, which is number of months we have met the target, isn't it? Basically, we want to see where the sales is greater than or equals to, let's say, target. Total sales, total target. We will use, I guess, count row, yeah, or maybe let's see. I mean, how we're gonna do it. So these are the points that I like to go and create here. Yeah, these are the points, and of course these arrows we will see. Company logo also we can have, and so light theme we will use. This is my plan. So first of all, let's create this. So let's have this report, agent report. So this and this we will use if have to use anyway the slices. Right now I'm going to create the card. Okay, now see, this also I can use. We can have this card as well, and here I have the option. If you remember, the moment I put, here I can put as many the fields I can, so, but this is just a choice. So first of all, let's create here a table where we will put all the DAX, right? So the first tags I want to create is total sales. Now we will use the professional words, total sales, and it should come from sales actual. Let's press enter. So we have the total sales. Let's go and drag this. And so just going to keep this here like this. Yes, fine. Okay. Now what I'm thinking, first let's format this and then create the copies of this, and then we will create the formulas. Or maybe we can create the formulas and for formatting we will do only once. I mean, I will not start doing the paintbrush, all that. So um, let's create the new measure, the target, total target, sales target, I should write. Should be just a target. And this is sum, target, percent. So we have one more thing. Now we have to see the variance. So basically the gap. So how we're gonna write it? Variance is okay. If you have any other word, let me know. So let's say I simply go and write variance. So that variance is target minus sales. Correct? Okay. So we have the variance. Then we have the variance percentage. Variance percentage. So that's gonna be, as you said, divide variance uh, with the target. Variance with the target. Let's see. Okay. So now this has to be percentage, and I'm gonna keep this as without any decimal. Okay. So first thing that I want to do is I want to just, uh, make sure that how they are going to, I mean, put here. So I have only 5, so I think we have enough space. So I'll say Control C, Control V. So this is how, Control V, and this is how, and Control V. So yeah, and one more, I guess, 5. So do you think there will be any problem? Um, yeah, so what we can do, I'm just going to, I'll use the paintbrush, but same size I want to, yeah. So for me, I think this is okay. We will change the font. Let's quickly go and start working on this. So first of all, I'll use the font called maybe COG, or maybe I can use Arial Black. Okay, so for this, I'm using the 25 font, and the color wise, we will see later. First, let's set the size. The label. So label I'm going to keep as again this one, maybe semi bold, and the size seems to me 8 is okay, I think, or maybe 10 is okay. Fine. Okay. General, in the general title you need it. No, we don't need. And the background, so how the background, so I'm going to keep the background this light. um so how we have kept this, yeah, so I think the background is okay, as you can see here, so it's fine. Yes, so one thing which I want, the visual border I like to keep, and so let's keep this for the time being, something like this. Okay. No shadows, I don't want to use shadows. In the visual, I am preferring this time the round corners, so I'm just going to use 3, and width, so let's have 3. Let's see this. Okay, so this looks a bit thicker. So let me keep this effect to 2, and this maybe 5. Okay, right. So what else we can do? These numbers, yeah. So anyways, so first of all, uh, right now, let's, so total the target. Okay, so target is not coming. What's wrong? Uh, Sales target. Is there any problem with the sales target? I guess yes. I can't see the sigma sign. Okay, so formatting, I think during that cleaning, formatting, okay, the formatting issue. So let's make this whole number. I say yes. Now this seems okay to me. And the number coming. Okay, so I'm gonna put actually this over here. Okay, so paintbrush, fine. And then we have the variance. So see, we have the variance minus 32K. Then we have the variance percentage. Perfect. Now, a couple of things we will do here. Okay, so let's just change this as well. Yeah. So now I have to find out how many months we have, the target has met. So basically, if you understand this carefully, I can do this in several ways. You have the target here, and I have the actual here. They are not in the same table, right? So what I actually need to do is, because you see here we have the dates, correct? So if I say that if the target is, if the sales done is greater than sales target, then it should be, let's say, 1, otherwise 0, correct? Or maybe we will simply say, let's count the number of rows, and in the number of rows, let's see where the sales done is greater than sales target, right? I think this way we will know that how many basically the months, the targets we have achieved. Okay, so first of all, what I will do, I will create the trend. First of all, let's say if um, the target sales greater than target, it should be 1, otherwise it should be -1. For example, let me see. I want to create a graph, and then this all uh, status, monthly status, for example, and let me just press enter. Okay, now let's go and create here this the visual. So this value, this monthly status, I'll put here, right? So we have here monthly status, and now the month on month I want to see. So I'll use this the month from the calendar. I want to see that the drop down basically, yeah. So from this I'll take the idea. So you see, this is this we have created now the graph, and this will put here. So 1 and -1, I have put this here just to show the trend. So dates are already sorted, perfect. And I just keep this in this way. Okay, so this status. So now we need to basically count these, to find out the number of months, because right now I can see from Jan through December what happened. So first of all, they should go to that's this. Okay, so -1 and 1, everything is coming, but the moment I drop this formula here, the filter context applies on the month. So then, on the Jan, it actually has it has compared the Jan sales with the Jan target, and if it is 1, then it's returning me 1, otherwise -1. So this is just a, you can say, a nice trick to show a sort of a trend. And I'm going to remove the title. I'm going to, let's off everything actually. Uh, so values, we don't need anything actually, isn't it? So correct. I think this is fine. Okay. Now we can have some color formatting also for the green ones. So for that we have to go to the column section. So I prefer that any color I can choose. I mean, so we will say rules. We are dealing here with 1 and -1, everyone, right? So my point is simple. If you're greater than 0 and if you are less than or equals to sorry, 1, correct? Then I like to give a color. You can choose any color, and then new rule. We have done all this, if you remember. And if the value is greater than equals to let's say -1 and less than 0, then we can have some other color. Okay, so let's click OK. Okay, pretty cool. And I like to fit this here. So we have the month on month, the trend, right? So we'll keep this tab maybe here. Okay, so yeah, coming back to that, the challenge, the months, because data is in different tables. So if I have this table, I mean, if I have this monthly status, um, I'm just thinking if I can just go and say, I want to count this. I need the count on this basically. So I'll say filter. I'm just going to pick the calendar table and calendar. Yeah, small calendar, actually not a formula. This name I have given actually by mistake, it should be something else because I'm getting confused with this function and this. Anyways, you know now. So we say simply that the actual um the total sales should be greater than target. This is the formula that we were using before, right? So wherever the total sale is greater than target, that basically I want to count. And this is the DAX we have created this, right? And I just want to count those number of rows. So calendar has a relationship with both the tables, so we will not have any issue. We have sorted out that issue. Let me press enter and let's see that what it says. Okay, so there we go. So yeah, it's coming 10. Perfect. You see that? So the formula was correct, but then that issue was, the date issue was there. Okay, so it's sorted out now. Now, obviously, I don't need this. I mean, in this way. So what we will do, we will just say that uh, target number of months, target met, correct? Number of months, target met, and I can use concatenate also, I guess. So let's just press enter, and this is how it is. So I will delete this, and we'll put here. So and obviously now we need some, this. So number of months. Let me make this smaller. Months, target met. Yeah, right. Okay, or maybe a target met, and then after this we can write 8 months or something like this. Okay, we have to figure it out now. We have to change this. So let's keep this as 1 1. Okay. And yeah, or you know what I'm thinking, let's not do this, because let's use the label, category label. We have the same font, because 10 I can show at this level also, this size also, right? Month target met. Well, this is okay. Month target met, right? So you can change the DAX name in case if you want. So this is not required now. So you saw there was some problems, right? The dates were not actually the dates, and though the relationship was showing that it's one to many, but then I mean, in the calculation it was not able to deliver. So that is the reason that when I created the formula, it was not working. But now we have the everything. Okay. So this part is done. Now let's talk about this arrow signs. So what I will do, so we can just write here this all step by step, isn't it? I mean, we can have those icons. So we have to check if the variance is negative or not. So what I'm going to do, we will press the Alt Enter. I'm going to create here the variable one equals to, and then Alt Enter. Sorry, variable, let's say 2. So I'll say that after subtracting this, if the value called 1 is greater than 0, right? Then I need a symbol which is target is greater than 0. That means it's a negative value, correct? I mean, target has not met. So I'll simply use window and period sign. Window and period sign. Okay, so I'll use this one, or maybe plus sign I can use. We can add. Yeah, it's coming. So I'll use plus, and minus the minus also. So comma, double quotes, double quotes, double quotes, double quotes. So what I'm doing actually is I'm first of all just creating the symbol, uh, symbol plus or minus, and then afterwards, once I have this symbol, I'll say where output, and in the output I'll simply try to concatenate the one with the symbol. Okay, and we will have return output. My plan is that I should have a number, and let's create some space also, maybe. Okay, and let's click OK. So this is coming, I guess. Yes. One more thing now. If you see, this minus sign should not come because I'm already showing this is minus, isn't it? So let's go back here. Let's convert the number, this all, to absolute number. ABS function we can use. Because number negative, positive does not matter now. We have the symbol. So this is how it is. Correct? Fine. We may go and use, I mean, some other number symbol also. It's all up to you. I think for me this looks okay. I just remove this. Yes. Okay, correct. Now, one more thing I'm thinking now, that this 32,000 is okay, but we have the formatting in K, thousands, guys. So what we can do, I mean, instead of giving the exact number, we can write 32K, something like this also, isn't it? So for this, What if I say you should be divided by 1000? You know, so this number comes. Now, obviously, I have to change the formatting because 32 does not. It is telling me a different story, like 32 difference of 32, but it is 32,000. So what we will do, right just over here, when this is getting, this is having the absolute value divided by 1000. I'll just say format. I'm just trying, okay. And in the format, I'll say you got to be 0.0k. Otherwise, we'll have to Google to find out that how we can have the formatting. I close this 0.0k. So I should see here 32k. Okay. So 1 second. I think okay. Format should close here. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. So this is what I need, and also I don't need the decimal. Correct. So why don't we just go and say 0k? Is it going to help me? Yeah, much better now. This is super. Yeah, so it worked actually. So we have now this. All right. Yes. So yeah, plus minus whatever we have. Perfect. Now let's see that. So this is done. Okay. Then what about this? Now what happened here? Now you see, now basically we are using the variance. A variance comes with the symbol, so it says I can't accept that because obviously calculation can't happen with 32k minus, isn't it? Because it's a symbol. So no problem, we can recalculate this, the entire thing. I hope you're getting my point, right? Why the error is coming. Yeah, so we just basically use the same thing, okay? And if you have any suggestion for plus and minus, let me know. I mean, I can use it. I don't know. I mean, somehow I'm not convinced with this. Um, so
We can use arrows.
yeah, that's what actually I'm thinking. This is better. Or some other arrow I can
The
use.
second one,
So
second one.
you mean this one?
Ah, yes.
Okay, I'll use this one. And let's have this also. Cut this from here. I guess plus also somehow, I don't know, I get that doctor feeling. Like my dashboard needs a doctor. Yeah, this is working. Yeah, I think it's looking good. Now, I also want to tell you that, you can find some images. Maybe, I mean, just spend some more time over there. Maybe you see some different colors also, like down arrow with the red sign or up arrow green sign. It's all you need to do, okay? So this is so far good. Now, so let's quickly go now and convert this variance. So what I'm doing, I'm just copying and pasting this here. Oh, sorry. Let's keep this here. So let's remove this. Okay. So same thing I'm doing. Everything. Now we will not have these obviously right now. I just delete this. We have target minus total sales. I mean, we are again calculating, and then we will say output. Let's divide the one with the target, and yeah, so I can have the percentage right over here, or maybe step by step. Let's do where output 2 equals to format output and 0.0 percentage. One decimal I need, let's say. And then I need 2. First, let's get this, then we'll see the icons if I want the icons also. Okay, so it's giving me the variance percentage based on the target. That means falling short of 12%, and it makes sense also, right? Quite close. Okay, now formulas, like, you your management, you can discuss all that with your management in your meetings. How, what should be the formulas. We are not bothered about the formulas here, correct? I mean, we can use any other formula. If you think that it should be divided with something else, multiplied, that is a different thing. So here again, once we have um, captured this, let's capture the symbol. So in this case, if the one, target minus total sale. So if the one is positive, it means target is greater than sales. So we should see down arrow, correct? So if the variable one is greater than zero, then um, we can use these now, right? Or let's say down. Well, of course not these, but yeah, we can use these, right? We can use these icons, rate, and all that. Down arrow, if I just search, there's some images also. Okay, so traffic light, red. Then do we have a green? Okay, so the green works like this. And green light, do we have a green light? No. You can have the icons from outside also, from the internet also, right? So I'll just try to use this red light
Sir, how can we use the icons from outside?
by just using insert an image. I mean,
Okay,
from internet, I mean, first go to that image, save that image
download.
on a system, and then you can. If there is any direct way, that I don't know, because you see, now my knowledge is also like limited, but if it is possible, because in this dashboard, the employee images that we are going to use, they can also directly come from the internet, right? So same way, I mean, who knows, maybe directly also possible, but I was telling you that you can download first. Okay,
Okay,
so uh, I'm not able to use these. I don't know. Okay, just use this one. If it is greater than zero, target, and if it is not, then this. Okay. Icons also changes the dashboard, that the, what you call the elegance level. I mean, images, if you're going to put a very nice images with like, lot of that, what you call good pixels, the clarity, sharp images, so that can also add a lot of value to your dashboard. Anyways, so now this is done. So we have a symbol coming, either this or this. And so I'll just say that in return, just go and concatenate this with my symbol. Okay, cool. Again, let's convert the number to um, absolute, because now we have a symbol. One thing that what I have seen, that if you know one dashboard, somebody tells you that, a good dashboard, if you get to know that how this is created, any dashboard you can create from any website, any, you can create that. I mean, after learning all these, whatever we have done,
sir,
right?
can we import the themes as well?
Just one second. Something is bothering me right now. So let's not do this here. I guess it's concatenate. We just need a variable here. I guess that is what it says. So let's have pay respect to this. What I'm going to do, return, and here let's have variable output, because you see here you're getting the error. So output 3 equals to and say output 2 I'm using concatenate. You can use plus the and sign as well. Output 2 and this. What you say? And here I'll have absolute. Here I can have absolute. Oh, what's happening? Okay, and then return output 3. See that? Let's click OK. Okay, so what's wrong? Second, use this. No, so there's some problem. Okay, this. Okay, so basically, let's say concatenate output 2. Let's see first I'm getting the value or not. Yes, I'm getting. Then what's the matter? Absolute of this I want. What's the matter? Okay, so this is the problem now. Okay, what's wrong? This returns the, oh, I think it's because of the percentage. Yes. Yes, it's a percentage. So maybe it's absolute is for, I think, the whole number. Okay, so no problem. Then can I multiply this with minus? If I multiply this with -1, um, or just I say, but then if the number is positive, then the minus will come, isn't it? Okay, so divide, target, format. For the time being, I'm keeping this as it is. Let me think over it. Output 2 with the symbol. Okay, so I'll just sort out this negative. So let's see how we can do this. Okay, so let's create a slicer here. And by the way, let's have this shape. So our one this particular thing is done. So I'll use this rectangle simple navigation. This one, and let's have a rounded corners. No, I don't need this. So black one. No. Let's go here. Let's see. Okay. Let's push this backward. Okay. Yes. Fine. So we have this. We have this here. And in fact, you know what I'm thinking? I don't want this space here. Just move them like this. You can use the arrow. And then on that side, we will use the logo. This -12% should absolute number. Okay. And here we will have some image. So image, I'm just going to use any image. You can use your company logo, obviously. So something like this. Fine. Yeah. All right. So far this is done. Uh, let's see if this is coming. Now, what I'm saying is when you're dividing something, I mean, when you're dividing this number, so what if I divide this positive number with the target? I think divide cannot change the value if it is negative or positive, isn't it? So just a thought, I mean, so if I simply go and say that I need the, uh, not after the division, but just right here, I'm not sure, let's try. I need the absolute number. Yes, it's coming, you see? Let's see that. Yes. All right. So far, this is looking super. Now, of course, I can change the background of this canvas also. You remember I told you this. So you can have some image also. I mean, all up to you. So for the background, I'm going to use the same thing. What do you say? Transparency? Yeah, like this. Hmm. Maybe a bit light. Okay. And so this, so we have done this first part, correct? Now the next part that I want to do, I want to bring the slicer for the employee because this is a executive performance actually. So I'll create the slicer here because finally I have to create this, manage the data through these slicers. So I'll put the salesperson here. There we go. I don't need these values background. So where do we have this? Um, so background. I basically want the same background. Yes. The font color. Okay. Uh, can we have some? I think this is okay. Let's not do anything on this other than maybe I can have uh, this COG, keeping this 8. Okay, or maybe not this, but something else. Times New Roman. This is one of my favorites. So, anyways, this is okay. We can use the bold. Okay, so you see, we have this salesperson. The title, if you need, fine. I'm keeping the title, no problems. Uh, the border is something. Um, let's see the border if I need it or not. And this same this for this also. Okay, what happened here? Uh, okay, okay. This is Gigi person has met all the targets. Yes, I hope this is what it says. No, there's something wrong because the number of months target met is blank. Okay, so we have a problem here now. What is the issue? Uh, let me clear this. Okay, so first of all, let's sort out this. Just going to use the same formatting here. Yeah, and so what is happening? What do you think? Uh, if I click here, filter context applies, then this gives me the, okay, so this is because no target, no month has, I mean, this, the, all month have met the target. And what basically we are calculating here, let's see again, number of rows to be counted where sales is greater than target. Uh, where sales is greater than target. Yes, so it says blank. So let me choose the color first. Let's see the color. Oh, yes, which means it has not met the target anywhere, you know. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all, so we can fix that, but let's change the colors. I don't like these colors now with this theme. So I'll use um, remove the conditional formatting. Um, if the value is greater than equals to 0 and less than equals to 1. So I want this color if the value is greater than equal to -1 and less than 0. And then I want please check the logic. If the value is greater than equals to -1 and less than, I'll just put here less than equals to -1. Okay, and number
One side we have taken percentage.
and number. So greater than equals to -1 and less than 1. Sorry, 0. Correct? And less than, actually not equals to, less than. So the number -1 would come. Just click OK. Okay, so now this color is a bit light. Okay, let's go back here. So I'm going to use some other color. Uh, okay, I'll use this one. Okay, I don't know. So the number of targets met this. If I click anyone, now see, understand the point is that we have no problem if this blank is coming that we can convert, but the problem is what we need to find out, because right now the DAX is working on the total actual, right? Because nothing is selected. So when I'm selecting a person name, we have to make sure the target of that person should also change, because it should not be on the overall basis. The target still remain the same and the actual is, however, changing, because actual for individual will always be very less than the overall target, right? So I think that will not be a problem, because for us, the thing is, if I select Ken in this table, then you have the Ken total sales. At the same time, if Ken we select here, the target will also change, isn't it? Because for Ken, the target is also specific. I mean, it's not like target is here, we are using just some fixed number, because in that case, it will be a problem. So let's see now. So all are here. Anyone who has not met, who has met, I mean, something, that's what I want to say, because this doubts me then. Uh, Kevin came, no one. Okay. Okay. So let's do one thing. Rest everything is working. Actually, if you see, uh, no, there is a problem. See, that's interesting. The target is still 266K, correct? And see the sales, 6792. Sales is correct. Target is not changing. Yes, this is what we need, isn't it? Challenges. Let me first clear this. Uh, target is still same. What's happening now, guys? Is there some problem in the relationship with the table? Because here, the one that I'm using, it's picking the data from target, which is okay. So why it's not picking the value from here? Well, I can cross-check this here. Let's cross-check this like this here. So my employee is here. Employee database, yeah. And let's pick the target. Oh, that's very strange. Target is coming. And if I select Anik, it's not filtering here. You see that? It's not filtering or what? That's really okay. Okay, let's go back immediately. Let's check employee database. This is a DAX. This we don't need it. Let's keep this out. Employee database. Where are you? Employee name. Salesperson. Yes. One too many. Yes. Very right. Salesperson. What's the matter? Uh, this is okay. So wait a second. Wait a second. What I'm using? I'm using the salesperson from the sales actual. Oh, I'm so sorry. There's no relationship between this table.
You should take from employee database. Na, sir?
Yes, yes. What a silly mistake. But then, this is how it happens. You can't help it. Oh, yes. Okay. All right. So this is done. So these mistakes are in you will make. Okay. So one thing is done. Now let's talk about these borders also later. So for the time being, this looks good to me. And uh, now the next thing that I want to create here is um, I want to create the quarterly performance also. I mean, for these associates, right? The KPI basically. So I want to show the trend also, and also the quarterly, like the target if they have met or not. Okay. See, I have a very limited table. In your maybe project in your office, you may have 4 5 tables, a lot of headers, right? So you'll have a lot of scope of being creative, So, I mean, you can use top performers, bottom performers, why not? Just use this KPI. And so in the KPI, what I want the quarterly performance based on associate I select. So here, if I have quarter, yes, I have quarter. Since I have 1 year, so I am not going to use the year filter. I have simple 1 year data, isn't it? Otherwise, we will have one more slicer like year also. We can create that here. So the trend axis, sorry, has to be the quarterly. And on this, I'm just going to create the value, which is sales, done. And I'm also going to put the target here. Okay. So, I mean, why not the target? Right now, you can see the trend of the sales, which is like from first quarter to second, third, fourth. But at the same time, it's going to pick the latest quarter and going to compare the value with the target. That's what I want. If you remember this KPI, right? So in fact, I like this theme also. See this, the light theme. But let's go with this now. Actually, what I will do, I have an idea. We will use bit light theme here. Just actually going to transparent this with this background theme. Maybe 50% I'll use. And I don't need the borders. If we need, then we will see. Okay, I mean, if we find the need. So that's how it is. And let's use the the paint. And this is how it is. So we have this also done. So we have the month on month, the trend for the person, for the process as well. If I click, you see, wonderful. No need to change anything here. Just let's make sure we have aligned them properly here. Height and width same. And then the last thing that I want to do is maybe I can just put this here. I'll first of all, yes, the font that I'm using here. What is my font size? It's 25. So let's see if I can manage this with that 25. So goal and target. I mean, icon. You can let's say this icon tick mark. Let's have this. This is bit important. Let's keep this 15. Trend axis target label or target label in the we don't need the target label, I guess, or we need it the goal. Yeah, we should keep date. We can have the date as well. See the quarter 4. I think this is good. We should have. Remember this visual or not? Huh? So trend axis, the colors and all that. Nothing. I'm looking for actually call out. Yeah. So I'm going to actually put this 25. How this looks. Yeah. And why not to change the color? Maybe if I can, but okay, let's just leave this color as it is. I think it's the color also is on the auto mode here. The numbers if negative, positive, it's because we know this in the the section here where we have the icons higher to that yeah, higher is good. So color, let's not mess up with the colors. It's fine. So this is done. Okay. Now the last thing, and then I mean, we will rest of the things we will do in the next session, Saturday, which means now I want to create the gauge chart also. I want to show the target with the actual, and this I want like yeah, of course on this. So the value is my sales done. Minimum value, maximum value you can put. I told you how you can do that, but for me, I'll go with the default, which is always the double of this. And the target I'll put here. Target also we have a number, so this is my target. And now, if I can use this the format painter, yeah. So I want this to be this, and yeah. So I believe that we just can move them here. We will keep the same height width, obviously. I think I should put this. If you have some other label, anything, I mean, then you can use that. Otherwise, I'm going to use this. Okay, so I'll just move this bit here. Okay, perfect. So here, let's quickly check the what we need. So these labels, the color pattern is fine. Color, if you want to change, well, yeah, I think we can change the color. This is something nice. Maybe dark color. This goes with our theme, wonderful. The target color, so target I can have white, perfect. Data labels, well, I guess data label target label we need, no, I don't, because arrows shows me the target, this one, and the color value. So for this, we have a font. So the font I'm going to use this, and so let's have a data label. Let me try this one. Yeah, seems okay. Fine. Yes. Anything else you can, you want to do, you can. So how this is going to look? This is our report, and yes. So just keep this. So perfect. So the first part is done, and now we will simply go and the next time when we will meet, we will create the graphs. Okay. Um, in fact, we have still 5 minutes left, so let's do one thing quickly. I'm going to show the clustered column chart here, and I will have the answered and offered the target here for my these month on month. So I'll pick the calendar. I want to show this in the graph also. So I'm just going to use the month as axis, and the y-axis I will put two things. One is the sales done, and the second is the sales target, right? And of course, I'll just go with the background. And this is how it is. So we have this. Let's make sure these borders should match with this symmetry, and I can still go and bit up. Now let's quickly go and x-axis. Let's pick the x-axis, and let's say I don't need the titles. The value is okay. The value again, you can change the font, okay. Then this what do you call uh, font, uh, no, this I okay. So this I'm going to keep this as this. Same for the y-axis. Okay. And the legends should be in the center like this. And now I will do one thing. I think I like this, but it's on you. uh, so basically what I will do, first of all, my target is this. So first, what I want to do, I want to change the target color. So I come here and I use the target, let's say some light color. Okay, not this light. Yeah, maybe this one. And sales done. So for sales, I'll use this maybe. Um, no. So this, I think, color suits actually. Good. Okay. So now my plan is, what I will do, let's go down. First of all, let's have all. I'm looking for that option here, layout, yes. And in this option, everyone, um, what I will do, I will have this overlap, okay? Basically overlap, and uh, now this space between the series, let's see that. I want to show this in this way, okay? And so my target basically is this. So I'm actually I'm keeping light color. To keep the target as light color, and I'm going to keep my sales as some dark color. Not this one. Yeah, maybe something like this. Fine. Okay, so yes, and this sums sum of sales. I really hate this. sales done is fine. Okay, and rest, I'm just going to go here and uh, data label. No, we don't need it. I'm looking for that the borders, round borders I want. Okay, so yeah, and the width has to be just one. Let's see how it looks. Okay, I will go actually with a different color. Um, Background, the visual, it's the same actually. I will use prefer maybe some light color like this. Yeah. So we have to actually have the round corners for every that. I mean, we will do this later. So the last thing that I want to have is so what if so if I click on this, hope everything is working. Yeah, fine, it's working. Now the last thing that I want, of course, we change the border of this as well. This border, okay, it's looking very dark. But I'm saying that what if I can put the information here, the number of targets met, isn't it? So we have so for title we can do that. You know that month's target met. Now this is a number field, so we can't put the number field directly here. So what I will do, I will just go and use this um, in the new measure because title needs to be text, um, and I'll just give this name as title, and I say that you have met. In fact, I can have selected value from this also that Anil has met. Uh, we will do this next time. So you have met 9. You have met target. You have met. Okay. Now this title I'll put actually here. Um, there is a title option we have. This one, right? Can I do that here based on the field value on the title? Remember, the title has to be text. Otherwise, it's not going to pick. I was struggling when I learned that. So this is cool, and I want to have the maybe this one and the text color. No, first let me set the background color. Yeah, I think this is looking nice. No, yes, this is okay. So we have this guys center alignment, like this, and yeah. So this is fine. And the last thing, what if I put the variance here? We have the variance here, right? This variance. I mean, for every month I can see the variance also here. Now, the thing is, the variance actually is not just a number, it's concatenated with this uh, symbol. So we just have to see if this is going to work. Otherwise, we'll recreate this with just a number. Um, okay, so where is the data label? Actually, I have to go to the data label, if you remember. And this formatting seems to me nicer than the one I showed you. So in the value section or so value I don't need actually. Let's use the detail section. See that? Add the data and variance. Can I have? All right. Okay. So this is amazing. Okay. So now you know what? Based on your theme, I think these colors are okay, but maybe we can have a bit of gray color, something like that. So you need to find out the images. Then I think this will go with the theme. And yes, there's no need for us to actually increase the font. I just need the idea. I use some light font. Yes. And also I use the I okay, so variance, I can go and change this to 1 decimal. I mean, this it's not allowing me because of the special. So what we can do, we can use the round function also here that we will see later, or you can do. I mean, I was thinking that just a whole number is fine, not the decimal. But anyways, so this is done, guys. Okay, and now I'm giving this file. Let's get rid of this. Yeah. So giving this file, you can just practice this. You can, and if you have some more inputs, you can just send that over the WhatsApp, and for next time we will, I will be ready as well. Okay. So yeah. So the visual border is fine. Just once again, just want to change the border. We want to keep the same border for everything, and yeah. Okay, fine. So the last thing that we will do next time is simply just to put the table, this table here, and that is very easy. It's gonna take only 6-10 minutes. But the one thing that I will tell you about this, why I'm doing this next time, is how to put the images, how to use the images, because when I was learning this, people were using the images from the internet. And then I said, what if I don't have the internet? I may have a shared folder where I can have all the images, but then how to use that? So there the Power Query has this option. Okay, so fine then. Let's
Okay.
meet next week.
Sir, how many dashboards we will create?
Or you can bring anything if you have. This is the only dashboard we will use, because see, this is not like a normal dashboard where we are just using what you call just the visuals, right? So I believe if you can create some sort of this dashboard, you can create any dashboard. If you have any data with you and you have some idea theme that I want to have this, we can create.
Okay, sir, I was asking about the themes. Like, I heard that we can import the themes in Power BI and then create a dashboard on that theme.
You can what? You
Is
can
it
what?
possible? Is it possible to like import any theme or create any theme in Power BI?
Theme.
Yes, theme.
So theme is for colors, I believe that we have done.
Yeah.
It.
Let's say
Yeah.
we are creating a dashboard for gold, something data related to gold, or like Pepsi or any company. So there
Hmm.
is a theme for that company or any organization. We can import or use.
You can send me some link wherever you have seen this. I can't say right now because I'm not sure what you are actually asking. Maybe I don't know it. Uh, Themes generally, I mean, that you can download. You can have the themes. Uh, these are all themes. You can create your own themes also that we have already discussed. But I mean, if there's some other thing you're talking about, then I don't know. I mean, then um, share the link with me. No idea.
Okay, sir. I'll also check. Like I heard somewhere like
These days, Chat GPT is also very famous. So most of the time, uh, this also like we hear a lot that now no need to do anything, everything is ready. So that all is crap actually, because till date, I mean, Chat GPT, obviously human beings are required. They can't do all the things, and moreover, the kind of things they give you, that is just a helping hand. You have to do a lot of your put your efforts also to the kind of the code that it gives you. It's not always the one you need. So you have to mold the code, you have to edit the code, and for that you always need an experience. So maybe if this is something like coming from those that Chat GPT can create some sort of those dashboards, I can't say, because you see, like for example, this option you have here, where is that option? Remember I told you this narrative. So this narrative is also there. This Q&A. I mean, like if I create the Q&A, this tab, I can ask the questions here, and based on the AI, this will tell me. So, but these things are not that efficient as on date. So maybe something like that. I don't know. You see, this all I can write here. So what are the total sales? Give me the total sales, something like this. So this then goes and calculates the thing. This, if it is some sort of that thing, I don't know. You can share the link with on the group, and let's see what it is.
sure.
Yeah, so it's coming. See. Yeah. So, I mean, see, this also, I mean, you can use this in your dashboard. Like you can tell the people, look, any information you want to get, you can. So total sales, highest, who has got the highest sales, who has, let's see if it is able to find. I never tried this actually. Who has got the, see, it's coming in sales. Oh, this is beautiful. Yeah. So this also can go in our dashboard, isn't it? Anyways, so okay, then let's meet next weekend. So we'll use, let's say, some another logo. Okay. Now, let's first of all have a table here. We want to have a table information. So uh, for this, let's move this bit up. So we will use the employee database. I'll use the employee name, and let's remove the filter. And then we can add pick also. That is something I want to tell you today. But so there is the variance also we can add. So we have the variance, and we can add the trend as well. So let's say, so we have actually only limited very only two headers. So this is just for your knowledge perspective I'm using. Otherwise, you can use a lot of information here. So for the saves done, let's say I want to create a spark line, and let's create this month. We have only 1 month here. So where is our month field? This is our month field, correct? So that's what I want here. And I want to see the designation also of these people. And I want to see the image as well, this pic actually. So this pic is nothing right now. This is actually the path which is coming from my desktop. So we have this table created, and let's quickly rename the fields. Okay, let's go here in the formatting section. So I'll just keep this. Maybe we can use this paintbrush. Let's see that. Yeah, fine. So this is how it is, and let's keep the width like this. Now everything has to be aligned in the center. So let's quickly go in the specific columns. Employee name. Uh, I'm going to keep this on the right side, left side actually. Then the designation. This is what? This is your trend, sparkline. So directly let's go to the sparkline. So I want to keep the width as maybe 2. I want to change the color. Maybe not this one. Something which can go with the theme. Okay. I want to keep the markers, and I want to keep this for the highest point. Okay. You can change the type also. I keep go with this default one. Size is okay to me, but you can increase the size in case if you want, like this. So it's fine. So this is looking good. And the last thing which I want to do is the style. So I want to go with the bold headers. Uh, Maybe, yeah, this goes with my theme. Okay. Now, so, and this also, let's do one thing. Let's keep the effects. So this is basically, I'll keep this as in this way. So this color that I'm using, I'll use this one uh, in the value section. I'm going to keep the padding as 1 only. And of course, the font we can, yeah, fine. Yes, now happy with this. Okay, so now here, let's keep this height and width same. Yes. Now we have sorted out this. Okay. Uh, Now you see this the pics that I have. Let me show you. Very important point I'm discussing. You have to remember these steps, okay? Because I also kind of did that. Uh, though I know the M code also, to be very honest, but there is a formula that you have to paste there. So just go and every time you have to use, you can. Uh, and this is just the one of the way to use the images. There are a lot of other ways, direct ways also, simple ways also that you can Google. Okay. Basically what I'm saying, first of all, see, we have the employee ID and the designation and these images. I have created some, downloaded some images one by one for all my these employee IDs. Some are repeated, but just to give you an idea. So they're all in my download folder. Okay, let me show you. So I'm actually using my folder images, right? It's not coming from directly from internet. Because if it is coming from internet, then you don't have to do this step which I'm telling you now. Because internet is live everywhere, you can access images everywhere. Okay. So from internet, if you go to Azure or maybe some other, if you have your own website or GitHub is there, right? So if you have want to keep the images over there, you can, and just you have to copy the link of the images, and then the things will be very simple. But let's say we don't have that option, right? So how to do this? If you see here, I've kept all these JPG images here. See, now obviously you need to work on this because you have to pick the real pics of your employees, and that is something you can do. So now why I'm actually, so these images which I have kept here, the point is that we want these images in the dashboard. Now this is just the path. Okay. So this is just the path. So if you see, if I pick the image here, if I drag the pic here, pic is not going to come. The path is coming. That is the first thing, but we don't need this. So what actually we are supposed to do is we are, if this pic is coming from internet, if this is coming, then of course you can, I mean, see how to save the images on the internet. As I said, there are some Microsoft Azure and all that free, I think, the tools you can use, but I have never used it. Okay. So then the path would come here with that HTTP, all that. And the moment you drag and drop that field here, the images will be picked up. Okay, so this the step that I'm telling you. This is for the that specific scenario where you don't have the images on the internet. Okay, so now let's see. Again, this is very interesting. They're very powerful. When I saw this, I was so much impressed with this type of a thing. So now the first thing which we have to do, we have to go to the Power Query. Okay, let's go to the Power Query. So here we have to create a code, a function. Like, in VB also we have functions. In M code also we can create the functions. In fact, you have here also this the function tab here. Function is what? Function takes the inputs. Like VLOOKUP takes the input. Some function takes the input. Whatever number you pass to that range, it adds automatically because it is designed in that way. Correct? So here we will say, okay, we want to create a code, new query actually. Right click here. Okay, not here, outside this. Otherwise, you will, if you click here, I mean, you will click. Actually, you are doing the right click on that table. So outside this, let's simply create a query, blank query, and the query is going to be created. You see, this is the query. Let's just go in the coding section. Remember, I have shown you this window also. It's a coding window basically. So you can see this in this code. I mean, the steps that you do, all that code is available here. I'll just show you. But you see, this is a function. So basically, function does what? Why we are creating a function? Function takes the input, as I said. So idea is that we will give the folder, my folder download, where we have 100 images to this function. And then this function will take that input actually in this. This is how we write the functions. Equals to sign followed with a greater than sign. This is a function. Like in Excel, you write function equals to and then start typing. And in Python, you write def and then start the function. In VBA, you write function and then name of the function and then brackets the inputs that you need. Correct? Every language, every tool has its own way. So this basically, when you write like this becomes a function. You don't have to go into all this. So it's going to convert, going to do something. It's going to basically, convert that image to the binary, and we don't need to do anything. I will just simply save this, and now see, this is the parameter where I will go and write something, image, and invoke. function will go and you know convert that into a binary. So for my sake, I'll just go and write here image function. Let's not keep this as query function. So function is created. Okay, so far what you have done, uh, you have just created a function. Okay, now this function, as I said, we need to go and use this function. How we are going to use this? Let's see. What I will do, the second step that you have to do after creating this function, and it's going to take just 5 seconds for you. We will import the table where I have actually all the images. On the other side, we already have an employee database here, but this does not have the images, this has the path. So this function needs actually those real images, right? So how are we going to do that? Uh, we will go in the new source, more, and let's pick the folder because my images are in folder, isn't it? Make sure all the images have the uh, correct extension .jpg or whatever. So say browse, I mean nothing should be there. Download, and these are my images. This is the folder. You have learned this in previous tutorial also, how to compile the data from a folder where you have 100, 200 files, Excel files or whatever. Remember, this time it's a bit different, but the process is same. So this folder option is not new to you. We will simply say okay, and now this, you see, so we have all this content available here, and I'm just going to actually say transform data. I don't need to do anything. So you see, now we have these images here. This is all that image, the name of that image. So it's actually picking the image from my folder. This one. See, we have kept all the images here. So along with the image, it's creating the path also. Now this is the path actually which is found in the employee database also. So that means we can create a relationship between this table and this table, maybe on this folder path, because folder path is there as well, or maybe on the image also, right? Well, that we will see later, because ultimately if I have to go and take out that image from this and I have to go and use that in my BI, where in BI we are using employee database, that in the table we are using those fields, right? So the moment I have the employee ID, and against the employee ID, we should know that what is the image. So first of all, let's have the first thing that let's do, which is, this is the my now the content, and this is basically the most important thing, that we have stored the information here. You see that it's now images are there, right? So I don't need rest. I think I can just go and delete all this. I don't need, I think, attribute also. I'm keeping the folder path. Let's see. Now, this table which we have here, BI images, guys, this is the parameter that I want to pass into my function. So the function will take the content, and then whatever the script that is there, that will basically will provide us the image. That is basically the plan. Okay, so the name of this is content. I'm not deleting the rest of the columns. Maybe I don't need it, but let's keep them there. So let's now, so what we are basically now supposed to do, one thing is function needs the parameters. Either you go and provide the parameter here and say invoke. So function will take that input and give you the output right over here. There will be another step here created, not step, but I mean the output, and that is how it is. Suppose if you have created a function which adds the two numbers, so you have here one number 5, there will be another parameter 2, and invoke 5 plus 2 will give the 7. So you will see the output here, right, in this window in the new step. Anyways, that is the first way that a function takes the input. The second, another way is that you can also go and tell that I want to call the function here to take this output. So that is also possible, right? The crux is that function takes the inputs, whether you give the input manually to the function or you call the function from outside and provide the inputs. Okay, so Now to call the function here, to apply the that function here, what we will do, we will use this, where is that, add column, and we will say let's invoke the function. I'm calling the function here in this table. Okay, so cast column name will be, let's say, new image. You need to go and give the function. So if you click here, you will see all the functions here. We have only one function, image fx. Otherwise, you will see the list of all function. And then on which field you want to go and use this function. Obviously, function needs the input. So I'm saying you just got to pick this binary format. And that is why we have imported the folder from here. Okay, so function now image fx, one by one, that script we have written, it will start taking all these inputs and it should be able to give us some result, right? And you see in the new column, add column, because we are using, we have some sort of this a path which is looking very different now. Okay, which is okay. So let's go and see that here. Do we have to do anything here? No. So once this path is there, now idea is that when I go in my visual, you know that in that visual, we are using the employee name, correct? And then designation, and then the actual and the target, because this table has a relationship with this and this, one to many. So there's no problem, right? Now, when I was using the pick, I was not able to see the pick. But because of my function, now something happened here, and this field, now I can use it. But how I'm going to use it? Because the point is, first of all, this table and this table, they are different tables. So we need to figure it out how we can create the relationship between these tables, one to one or one to many, whatever. I think it's going to be one to one only, because here you have the employee IDs, which are unique. And here also you have the images, and all of them are unique. So we can set up the relationship like with this folder. If I can try this folder with this, is it possible? Let's see. First of all, this has the image name. This does not have the image name, right? Because this is just the folder path. So maybe I don't need it. I can delete also it, isn't it? Well, what I will do, I will just go and use the relationship with this image, because this image actually is this image, correct? Image one. So we will say that image one, this, we will extract the images from here, correct? So in the new header, you will have everything after the last backslash, image one, image two, image three. So we will have one common field here, unique field, and this field. And then we can just go and create the relationship that this image has to be talking with this image, isn't it? Right? Because ultimately, when we have a relationship, so what will happen if you are using the Ken in the dashboard? Now, Ken actually belongs to image one. We know that. But this image one actually belongs to what through the relationship is this new image. So we will use the new image header over there. Make sense? Right? So this is what we have to do. This is very powerful, very, very powerful. Otherwise, the easy way is that you just go and use the internet images also. But we should learn everything, we should know these things as well. So now to do this, I'm telling you one more thing, that this again one fantastic feature in the Power Query. Now, what do you think I'm going to extract this? Don't even think about the VBA, right? If you know the basic VBA, you may not be able to do it. I mean, to extract the names, right? You need to have a good knowledge of loops and if condition. Anyways, but what about Excel? In Excel also, you may go and use the text to column. I do not know. Well, you can use that as well. But I'm telling you a different way of doing it today here, a Power Query feature. You see, I can maybe go and say right click and I can say split the column. First of all, let's say by delimiter. Okay, split to column by delimiter is very old feature. Everybody knows it. Now here I can say that you have to split everything in the each occurrence of the delimiter. Okay, which means that C colon user AJK download everything. All this will be split and we will have the 5-6 columns here. Apart from this, why to do that? Maybe I can use the rightmost. In the rightmost means from the right side, then split the data. Well, this feature maybe seems like, let's just go and check that. You see, this feature is very nice. It has immediately split the data from the right backslash.
Okay, but this is, you can always use split. Okay, I'm telling you another way, which is sometime this also is very useful. We can go in the add column, and we can now, invoke custom column. If I have to call some function, I have already created that, I want to invoke that custom column, you have already covered. Remember, if I say custom column, I can write here 4 plus 4, or maybe I can write 4 plus, let's say, double click here, like this. So 4 plus employee name, for example, or revenue, and you press OK, and there will be a new table which will be created. We have seen this. Now I'm telling you one more, because of this project demand, column for from examples. Through examples also, we can go and tell the Power Query what we want to do, and the Power Query takes that sample output, observe that output, how it is should be actually calculated, how it should be given back to the user, and then Power Query automatically applies the function. Sometimes this is very useful. So just go and click here that column from example, from selection I want. Okay, so you see, this is the now the window where I can have, I can tell the Power Query, look, I want the column, but how that column is going to be, that I'm going to tell you. Okay, so yeah, here what I want, basically you need what? You need image one, right? This works on a specific formats only, so that Power Query can get the, the hint. And if the Power Query applies that particular step, it should be, when it is going to be applied on all the values, the output should come in the same way. So for this is very important that we have some specific pattern. Like in this case, we all have the names after the backslash, and there's nothing after JPG. Okay, so like if you have slash here, and if you have hyphen or dollar here, it may create a problem. So you just here write the output what you need, JPG. This is what I want. This is what I want. Okay, and now this is what I want to, so if I simply go and press enter, you see, this is what it says, that okay, do you want this? I just pressed enter, and the system is so intelligent that, it's able to find out my requirement, and I said yes, this is what I want. Okay, so this can be used in other calculations also. You can say, tell the idea, and Power Query will be ready. Just an example. Okay, however, Power Query also have used the same thing, text after delimiter. So my point is that, I mean, this is how you can use. We just need to extract the images from here, and now I'll go and write here final image, or I'll just write image underscore name, or maybe image is fine. Uh, Image. Okay, so once we have this thing done, and once we have this thing where we have invoked the function, now new image talk with the can talk to the employee name through the relationship between this and this, isn't it? Right? So let's first of all, after doing all this, let's first of all close and apply. Okay, very small step that we have done. Let's create the relationship. Instead of the pick, now we will use that invoked function output, which is coming from a different table, correct or not? So first of all, we need to set up the relationship. If Power Query has already done that, I don't know. Okay, no. So keep this image here. Now this new image and image name, correct? So I'm just going to join them, and this should be one to one, I guess. Okay, it is one to many. Let this relationship created. Okay, it's created. Okay, so now if the relationship is created, it means this employee ID, if I say I need this new image here, this new image is the result of my that function, right? So binary format, you remember, so I should be able to see that instead of using the this field, I prefer using now the new image. So let's see if the relationship is there. Let's select this, remove the pick. Let's go in this table now, new image. Okay, now see, I see there was something very clumsy here. Okay, So after doing all this, I remember one step. I think that is why it is not showing. So what we have to do is we have to go to the table, and this header, you see, it's a very long syntax. So don't try to, I mean, change the width of this. We don't need all that. Don't waste your time. Just select this, and category we have to give this as image URL. Okay, this is the image URL. In table also we have seen the web URL, if you remember, in that cell element section. So same way this data type has to be image URL. And once this is done, let's go back here, see that if we are able to see, and wonderful. So now you see we can see the images, and now so okay. Now one thing which I am noticing here, that the moment I put the image here, I have a repetition here. So okay, so what's the matter? You see, it's showing me a couple of times, right? And this is wrong. Okay, and if I remove this, nothing is coming. Okay, so it means this table which we are using, if this table has anything to do with this. Okay, so we are using the employee name here. First of all, I want to make sure this is employee name. Okay, now okay, so one more thing which I actually was like, I thought if it is creating a relationship, let it be, but ideally it should not be one to many. It should be one to one, correct? Uh, okay, let's go back here now. There is a problem. Need to sort it out. If I have this image here, yeah, image, because image names are always different. They are not like repeating. Image can be repeated. This icon I can use for image 4 also, who knows? But the title will always be unique. So why it's actually giving me one to many? Okay. So and we don't we cannot apply any aggregation on the image, plus or minus, isn't it? So it seems like this is the problem, or maybe something else. Let's see. Employee name is coming from here, correct? Because remember, the filters always comes from the one side of the relationship, the table which has one side. So employee database is fine. This is also fine. Okay. So if I go in the new image, it's a matter. It should be one to one, isn't it? It should be one to one. Image name, new image. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. I think relationship should be on the name. What is new image? Oh, I'm so sorry. It's basically not the new image. New image is this one, correct? And that's why I think maybe it has created some sort of thing because of which it finds repetition. But this is the image I want to link up. Okay. So I have done the mistake. This is grave mistake. Okay, so basically, yes, no, this one. Yes, there we go. You see? Okay, I didn't notice, sorry. Anyways, good that we had a problem. So one to one, see, in one to many, what happens? You finally summarize the data, you bring the aggregations, the sum total. So it works like that. But in image, I can't do all that. So because you can't say I want to apply some sum or average function there. Let's go back and let's see that it should be sorted out. Okay, so it seems like let's click here. Okay, so I want to do one thing. I'll just remove this, and let me put this back here. Employee. Okay, so first of all, I have employee here. which is DN, correct? The moment I remove the filter, all people are coming, yes. If I put their designation here, sorry, designation is there. Now, if I want this new image, okay. Um, the problem is with the new image. Let's go back here. What's wrong with this? One to one with this. Employee name, the new image. What's the matter? Cross filtering should happen both. It's a one to one. Yes. Make this relationship active. Oh, yes, it should be active. Yeah, it's coming now. Relationship. I have just created, change that to active status. Okay. Somehow maybe it didn't pick. Okay. Let's put the designation here again. I want to check this now. Individual. This is superb. So finally we have done it. Okay. So let's recap. So first, when we created the functions, my mistake that I created the relationship between wrong headers. Obviously, that is understood. So we have rectified that. We put the right fields. After that, this relationship, when you will rewind the video, you will see that this was showing dot 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 an active relationship. So I don't know how it get created, but I have made sure that this has to be an active relationship. Do you remember this the option that why this inactive relationship gets created sometimes? I mean, what is the need of this? Do you remember this? We have covered this in data modeling also. I mean, active has to be there, but there is an option there that you can also uncheck that. So what will happen then? Who will tell me? Till the time I fill this, the relationship was inactive because of which I was not able to. But you remember this, where we have covered this inactive relationship. Sometimes it is required. In a relationship, you may have a scenario where multiple fields can be considered for that relationship, one to many or one to one. Like in this example, if you see here, it's date to date, right? And when it goes from here, it's again date to date, correct? And here it's employee to employee. And here it's employee to employee, isn't it? Now, what happens if, because now let's take this example. If you have an employee ID here and if you have this employee ID here, why will you have another field which will also have the employee name, isn't it? You will never have. So if your data is like, you have unique fields, like common field is employee name or employee ID, then the things are okay. But what happens if you have, let's say, if you remember that iteration data example, we have four different dates columns. One
Yes,
was
sir.
attrition date, one was transfer date,
PST
one
date,
was, yes,
PST
PST
movement
date,
date, operational
right?
date.
So yes, so there we have a calendar table here. And now the question was, so which date we should follow? I mean, because here we have unique dates. So if I drag and drop this to that PST date, relationship is one to many. But if I drag and drop this not on the PST date, but on the date of joining or date of movement, right, in that example, or iteration date, again, the relationship can be created, right? So there we discuss that, so on which date we will go and create the relationship, how it is going to work. If I put the relationship on, let's say on the PST date, PST, let's say it's a date of joining, then whatever you will, the query when it is going to run, it will first go from this date to put the filter on that table on the PST date, not on any other date, and then we'll count whatever based on that PST date you have. If you have in the calendar, you are using Jan. So the Jan goes here, and from this table, it's going to pick the Jan data, the Jan date. And against the Jan date, if you are checking the unique items or whatever, that will be according to that PST date. But if I put the relationship from not on the PST date, but on the attrition date when the employee has got out of the system, resigned, then the filter will go from the Jan from here to Jan on that attrition date column, and that obviously can be a different, because in under attrition we may have 4 dates from the Jan. It means in Jan we have 4 people iterated, but PST date can be like we have 30 such rows. So it all depends. The calculation can go wrong. So there we discussed that keeping the one relationship, which is, as my student said, that he has to keep the relationship between PST and the this date only, but at the same time he has to calculate the iteration count also. So there what we did, we kept this relationship as active, but at the same time we have used another inactive relationship by using the user relationship tag. So what
On
we
the fly relationship we create.
yeah, so user relationship is a DAX which creates the relationship on the fly, not it's not going to do any changes over here. This layout, this structure will remain as it is. So it's going to look up the relationship between, then we said user relationship. You go and count the edition date based on the calendar date what we have selected. But there we have the 2 fields. So one field was this, and the another we said it's not PST date, but it's iteration date. But for that thing to happen, we have to go and drag and drop this field here on the iteration, and automatically Power BI creates that, consider that as an inactive relationship, because Power BI say one relationship is already there and I'm going to keep that active. So the other one, if you create in the same table, obviously that will be the inactive one. So there we have used for that reason. Okay, anyways, so you see we have because this is now, there's no doubt this has to be there with this, so there's no point, we should keep the inactive relationship. And I'm glad that we had faced this problem, because you see when you will also go and do this task, you may have some issues also. Okay, it's not always like the cakewalk. So right now we have done the things. So I'm going to put all my the tags whatever you have. So I'm going to put the variance there. um, I can have the variance as well in case if I want variance. I don't need it actually. Just keep the variance. And okay. And the last thing was so we can have formatting, conditional formatting. So we can have for our this what we call sales done. Just want to use data bar, and or maybe some icon. You can use that a background color, and let's use this. So I'll prefer the light color with this one. Yes. Okay. So that's how the first thing is done. Okay. So see that. Okay. Save the file. Now, one thing which I have noticed, that you see your sale is down, correct? Because your sale is 298. This is correct. But why the variance is up? Isn't it? I was checking. This is wrong, because this 12% has to be, it has to be in the downward direction, because the sale is has got down by 32,000 numbers. So we got to fix this, the variance percentage. I think what I have done is here, if you remember, this is the what you call the target minus total, correct? So if the target is greater than 0, it means the number is positive. It means that the number from which I am subtracting, that is greater than from what is being subtracted. So if the target is greater, then actually it should be down. Okay, so we have to just go and fix this.
Sir, I think variance should be in upward direction.
Variance should be in upward direction. Why do you
Yes,
think?
because the target is less and the sales is more than that.
Oh, one
32.
second, 1 second. I'm looking at 32K. So the problem is there. You're saying. One
Yes,
second. I didn't notice that. Uh, target is this. Oh yes, yes. This is wrong. No, this is okay. This is wrong. 32K, because my sales are more than my target. So why are we having this down arrow? Yes, yes, very good. So let's go in the variance then. So this, I'm just going to quickly change this to okay. Now it seems all is okay. Fine. So let's see. Cross check. Yes. 6,000 sale down by 1,000. Yes, because the target, so it's falling short 600 sales around. So round number is 1K, which is correct. Anyways, I mean, you can go and check all these things. You know now how to do it, right? So now the last thing with this dashboard, what I want to create is that image part was done. So let's have top and bottom performance also here.